Welcome back to the Puncher's Chance YouTube channel. I'm delighted to be joined by Kieran Gething. How are you feeling today?
Excellent. I had the check weigh-in for a title fight we got coming the end of the month. I had that this morning, all golden, and looking forward to it.
Yeah, obviously fighting for the Celtic super-middleweight title against Graham McCormack. How were you preparing for the fight? How's it been, sort of training and everything?
Yeah, training's going good. A little bit more focused this time because I've got less things going on around it. And we're getting good sparring. I was in with Aaron Sutton yesterday, Jordan Withers a week before. Got Kieran Jones coming tomorrow. All good boys, or southpaws as well. All one of them southpaw. And all looking positive, pulling the things off I need to pull off.
We've heard a lot about Jordan Withers as well. Quite a character and very talented. We're going to be watching him this weekend after he's had a few fights have fallen through, so you're obviously very well prepared. In terms of your opponent, do you know much about him?
Yeah, we've had a couple of face-to-face things on the internet, seen his back catalogue, if you like. Know enough about him. Friendly with his manager. It's a job that we lined up, I think it was last summer or maybe the end of the year last year, and I fell off my bike and then I had a couple of other injuries at the end of the year. Then I had to pull out of a fight with Byfield and all. But this time we've wrapped me up in cotton wool. I haven't been on two wheels at all, and yeah, we're just looking forward to a good night in London.
Obviously, it's going for your third title. You've won the Welsh and the Boxing Union of Ireland title. You've obviously got the experience to be in there, win these titles. Obviously, not just at pro level, you've obviously had a decorated amateur background. Do you feel like you're probably more prepared than your opponent going into this fight?
Yeah, on the face-to-face we had, the general consensus is that I'm going in there and I'm going to do the job. I think he knows that as well. But being an experienced guy and he's not got much to lose, he's just going to come in and try his hardest. And I'm not as young as I was, and I'm feeling older every day, but I'm still sprightly enough to do the damage, and I think that's what's going to happen.
And in terms of your opponent, what are you sort of expecting from him on the night, and how do you sort of see the fight playing out?
Yeah, I think he's coming forward. I think he's going to try his luck coming forward, like he has in other fights, and standing in front of people as well. I've seen him move his feet decently sometimes. He avoids punches, got a good head movement. But I think he's going to be... There's a combination we've been working on, and I think he's going to feel it.
And just sort of moving on a bit to boxing in general, obviously the Gething name's got quite a history in terms of Welsh boxing, going all the way, I think, back to your great-grandfather, and obviously has helped you a lot massively through personal struggles and physical struggles as well. How much has boxing really meant to you and your family?
Yes, it's a focal point. I love football a lot more than I love boxing, but boxing is boxing gwaed. It's in the blood. You know what I mean? Boxing in the blood. I can't get away from it. I don't think I want to get away from it completely ever, really. And I want to help inclusion in it because I really think it is beneficial to a lot of people. I'm looking to study a PhD in a couple of years, and it's going to be about the benefits of boxing to society and how people don't end up as damaged as they think they do. I think I'm a decent advert for that. But yes, boxing is a beautiful thing, and when you understand it, when you understand the things that are involved, people think you're coming in, you just got to be hard and have a fight. You haven't. You've got to be switched on. You've got to make sure you don't get hit as often as you do hit someone else. And yeah, boxing to my family has obviously meant a lot. It's been a staple part of my life and given me a couple of good memories. But I want to continue doing better. So next generation of my family, I hope that if they do end up boxing, they're more protected and more understood, or we understand what they're going to do more. And I've got the experience now. I can help them on that a little bit further than me, hopefully.
And I've seen you talk also recently that this possibly could be your last year in terms of boxing. If it is to be your last year, what are your ambitions within the next year And is there anything you want to achieve or any opponents you want to get in the ring with maybe?
We did have an opponent in mind, but he's recently had to retire, which we was a little bit disappointed about, because I think we both wanted to fight potentially. But after this one, we're looking at maybe the O2 in July, on a good show between TM14 and the guys up in Swindon. But the Nielsen team, sorry. So that's probably going to be next, July in the O2. Bit of luck, and then I think we'll maybe look to tie it up in Abergavenny then and make a real big do of it. Party, cheapest chip tickets, and get as many people in as we can. I've always said I'd like to fight in Tokyo in America, and those opportunities are probably still there for me, to be honest. But likely this will be my last year. I don't need too much more of it.
And obviously you're doing a lot of work here at the gym as well, and you've said you want to stay within boxing. Obviously you don't want to look too far forward to hanging the gloves up yet. You've still got plenty to do. But once that day does come, what are your plans after boxing? Do you want to train the next generation, or what do you want to do to be still involved in the sport?
Yeah, so I'm coaching now. I've got my some coaching qualifications from WABA. We've got a number of kids here now. We've a couple of fights lined up for our club, Abergavenny Boxing Club. And I'd like to go into maybe a bit of management as well in the next couple of years. There's a gent down in Llanelli who's doing really well in the amateurs now. Leon Haynes, he's one that I'm hopefully going to give as much help to as I can. And yeah, I just think there's no point in getting a lot of experience and information if you can't pass it on. So I got a job to try and make this gym in Abergavenny really sustainable long term, because I want it to be more of an institution in my town. I care a lot about Abergavenny as my hometown, as much as I do about boxing really. And I just think there's so much opportunity for boxing to be a good outlet for people that I'd have to stay in it. There's far too many shit things going on at the minute for us to miss the good things. So hopefully this is something that can stay good for everybody.
And obviously you talk about Abergavenny there. Is it just as important to you to give back to where you're from just as much as the sport? Yeah,
100%. Yeah, I want to do as much as I can for my hometown. Politically minded, I want to help out as much as I can wherever I want to. I work in a mental health hospital at the top of town there, so everything I do is my family, my kids' schools, my work, my gym. Everything is in Abergavenny for me. My family. So yeah, it's the town for me and the place for me, and hopefully I do as much for them as they do for me as well.
And finally from me, we've obviously got involved recently a lot with especially Welsh boxing. We want to try and put it on the map and help promote it. We've heard from different promoters and stuff recently about the shows they're hoping to put on within the next few years. Obviously get the Welsh title fights a lot more regular that we haven't seen. What do you think the Welsh boxing needs to really give it that next step and kick on?
Solid fan base would be nice, so I'd not worry about ticket sales so much. But I just think there's more spotlight needs to be put on it. You know, there's these shows that are going on internationally now. Cardiff, I don't think anyone's going to be watching them online because no one's out there doing the footage like we have tried at boxing in Wales a few times. But I'm looking to make things more sustainable in that place, and I think when we get more of a spotlight on the talent we have in the amateurs and raising up through the pros, you're going to get more people interested. We need to put shows on throughout Wales as well, not just in Cardiff and Swansea and Abergavenny. We need to go up to North Wales because Yaxley, who got a real tight decision in his last fight. I think he scraped it by. But you got Yaxley, Jerome Warburton, two good names up there that could carry a show. So we need to get everyone in the country together, really, not sort of competing for tickets, and because we're only a small small country. Our fan bases are small because two fighters are live a stone's throw away from each other, so you can't be selling tickets to the same guys all the time. But the opportunity is definitely there. The ambition of some of the good people in boxing is definitely there. But we just need a little bit more spotlight, I think, and attention paid to just how fantastic of a country we are.
And I definitely second that. And I think we're definitely going to get the opportunity next month, obviously, with Lauren Price bringing big-time boxing back to Cardiff, hopefully. And yeah, and BBC also. Hopefully they'll put a bit more of a spotlight on boxing in Wales and help it kick on again. You obviously talked about quickly there about your Boxing in Wales YouTube channel. That's doing a great job of putting Welsh boxing on the map, obviously. Have you got any plans with that going forward?
Yeah, so we're working on something now that we can maybe get almost a national archive of amateur footage. So dating all the way back to the 80s, we could be having classic bouts, and over the next couple of years we'll be releasing full tournaments of championships that, you know, it's going to be fantastic to look back on. Myself personally, if I can find the full championships for 1982, I'll get to see a fight of my father's that I've never seen before. There's people out there who've never seen their parents box because their names are spelt wrong in a program and they're not saved in the database as the correct person. There's so many opportunities that we could get from that, and if we can get more people watching the channel, supporting that, and then from there we put on amateur shows and professional shows. And again, it all ties into giving the spotlight that the sport deserves, that the boys who put their fucking kill themselves in the gym, that they deserve as well.
Yeah, I think that's one thing I found really since really getting involved in the sport a lot more and trying to find out more about especially Welsh boxers. You hear some of the big fights they've been involved in over the years and there's no way to even look at it or have any sort of idea of how the night went, so hopefully it does go all well and we can get all that. But yeah, lastly from me, I'd just like to say best of luck on the 27th and hopefully we see you bring the title back to Wales.
Diolch yn fawr.
Diolch.